Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dow. You know, my wife and I, we just, got finished coming back in from eating at a local establishment here in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. And before I continue on, let me go ahead and give you the address. A few people are inquiring. I guess they're just picking up I'm in town. But we're at the Sheraton Raleigh Hotel. That's the Sheraton Raleigh Hotel, and it's smack dab downtown in the middle of the city. The address is 421 South Salisbury Street, Raleigh, North Carolina. 421 South Salisbury Street at the Sheraton Raleigh Hotel. The meeting time will start tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to seeing you there. You know, I can see the reason why people's spirit would have a lot of digressions, ups and downs. Because, when you're in this city, your human spirit, it gets challenged. It gets challenged a lot because you come up against people no telling how their home life is, especially if they don't have Yah in their hearts and in their life. But, man, I tell you what, you meet people with foul spirits and bad attitudes and just like I said, no spark of life whatsoever at all. No relationship with the Father whatsoever at all. I mean, it is just grim and it's dark. And no wonder that I thunder more than anything, get out of the cities, 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 get out of the cities. I say it till I'm blue in the face. But I understand. Believe you me, I understand. That's the reason why I say it. So why am I here? I'm here doing what other pastors simply won't do. You know the reason why? Because they're too busy tied down with their own personal lives. They're too busy taking care of their own personal self. And so therefore they can't really make themselves available. Like Christ says, he said, behold, I'm going to make you fishers of men. And that's the reason why I'm here. I'm here as a fisher of man. I'm a pastor. And I'm not what you call a half-time pastor. I'm a whole lot different than the American perspective of what you understand as shepherds or pastors. You can believe that. But unless we become proactive in our lives, unless we start making changes, and unless we really get serious about what we're doing, because remember, people will deceive you with words. And it will talk you half to death, but you watch and pay more attention to what they do more so than what they say, because the doing is actually what's in the heart. You can discern the conversation of someone by what comes out of the heart. You can see where they're at spiritually. And that's just the truth. But I'll tell you what, it's not looking good. I speak the way I do, and you have to understand a lot of things that I say to you, I don't even want to hear them, my own self. But I understand that if I don't blow the trumpet, if I don't say something, if I don't sound the alarm, that you would not have opportunity to prepare. I mean, after look at your pastors. Look at your leaders out there. Are they preparing you for the upcoming economic collapse? Do they even talk about economics? Do they even talk about money? The only time they ever talk about money is when they say, bring your tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house. The only time in church you ever hear about money. You don't hear about money, about get out the city, go find you some little small piece of land. And if you have to necessary, just put some little small trailer on it and get ready for the tsunami that's getting ready to hit us here in America, whether you like it or not. Whether you understand it or not is totally irrelevant. I cannot give you the ears to hear, so therefore it's none of my business. I cannot give you the eyes to see. It's none of my business, therefore. But if you do have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, then it is my business. Because I'm screaming and I'm shouting to the rooftop of the collapse is getting ready to hit here in America. And it's going to be bad. And most people, see, we don't understand what's going on right now because, and I told you, we're in a depression already. We are at the beginning of an inflationary depression, getting ready to head towards hyperinflation. You can tell just by the inflation that is going on in your stores of goods and services and the commodities that's going on in all around you, no matter where you shop at. You better start getting your own storehouse. And that's just the truth. You better start preparing because the Great Depression is going to pale in comparison to what the American people are getting ready to face, especially when you cannot see what's coming. Most of us, we'll turn the dial. We'll check out every channel to listen to someone that would tell us what we want to hear. We want somebody to tell us smooth things. We want somebody to prophesy to us lies. We want somebody to tell us deceit so we can continue to keep on kicking the proverbial can right on down the road. Well, one day the can and the road is going to run out. You better believe it. And that day is quickly approaching us real fast. Call me pessimistic, And hey, that's your right. That's your prerogative. It makes no difference. You ain't going to hardly get too many people to agree on anything in this world anyway. I'm only speaking to the remnant, those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. I'm not looking for no hope here in America. And that's just the truth. I've never had any hope here in America, so why should I even start? My hope is built on nothing less but the kingdom and his righteousness. Now, I would take it this on the foreign policy area right there. You know, I often get many people over and over again because they'll see me talk about people, you need to get some guns, you need to get some ammo. You need to learn how to protect yourself, especially from a tyrannical government that's literally gone mad. They just got finished passing the National Defense Authorization Act to where they can detain American citizens without warrant, without any probable cause, and you have no right or redress or grievance or even an attorney or even to represent yourself, and they can detain you indefinite as long as they want. That's the way that this country, this is America. Can you believe it? This is America. And you still got these lying politicians up there deceiving people talking about we're free. Like hell we're free. We ain't free at all. It's just a different form and a different type of slavery. But you'll get people over and over again that'll take it on the chin because I'm a pastor and I advocate that people ought to get guns. And the first thing these ignorant, stupid, chaotic, bizarre behavior people do is they'll say, live by the sword, die by the sword. Now let's just check this thing out. We're going to check this out since you are directing this statement to me. All right. I'm a pastor. All right. And we're going to compare myself with America. Now, I have not here in my civilian life personally drew a gun on anybody and killed anybody. As a matter of fact, I have a squeaky clean record. I even have a secret clearance from the time that when I was in the government. Can you imagine that? I don't have one spot or one blemish on my record whatsoever at all. If you don't believe me, ask Mike Holland. He'll tell you he checked me out. Now let's look at the history of America. America has not only lived by the sword, but we are the generation, along with the succeeding generations after us, we're going to taste the damnation, the justice, and the death in our time, and the generations coming after us because of what the forefathers in this country, the generations who come before us, have done, and including this one right now. America is a country where we have not only lived by the sword, but we have try to convince the whole world that through colonial conquest, we have the right to do this. And you have to understand, a lot of these leaders are going to be dead and in the grave when they see this bloodbath that's coming to this country right here. And there's going to be a bloodletting in this country like never before. So America does fit it. And as you have done America, so shall it be done to you. That's just a law. There's no way we can get past it. You cannot go around perpetuating injustices and evil against other countries, other sovereign countries, and other nations and expect that you're just going to walk around on by squeaky clean. You know what the way the Most High deal with this? He deals with this the same way he did with his people, the Israelites, the same way he deal with the rest of the world. You see, he told the Israelites, okay, you go ahead, you break my laws, you break my statutes, you break my commandments. I'm going to get your children to the third and the fourth generation. So what happens is we got all these evil people, and they're promoting all this evil in our lives right here before us, right now. And I tell you, it's just a shame what's going on. It's a little shame what's going on because they are promoting this evil in our lives. And you know what they're doing? They're putting the judgment upon the children, the grandchildren, and the great-grandchildren. You're going to feel it, children, great-grandchildren, and children. You are going to feel what's going on in this country. Let me go ahead and get this phone right here because it ain't going to stop. Picking up where I left off at, that's the reason why it's important for you to make sure you live a righteous, clean, and holy life right now in this present world. Because the curses that's coming up on America because of what the forefathers in this generation has sown upon the successive generations, third and fourth generations that's coming down the pipe. For instance, let me give you an example. My children, their children, and their children's children, if this thing all plays out, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. So America's lived by the sword, and so therefore we are going to die by the sword. We can't do nothing about it. I don't like it no more than you do, but you have to understand, I deal with facts, and more than anything, I deal with the truth. I don't care how unpopular that truth is, I deal with the truth. Because it's better for me to inform you as a people so you will have an understanding of what's going on rather than you going around being ignorant, because the scriptures teach that his people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge because they reject knowledge. And I put a lot of knowledge out here for a lot of people to try to understand and grasp and accept. Now you have to understand, I'm not the Holy Spirit. I can't give you the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and I cannot make you understand this. But those who are his, those who belong to his, and those who have the spirit of truth, you hear my words, they resonate, you feel it, you understand, you get the message, and you're making moves. And that's a beautiful thing, because it's only going to be a few of us anyway. The rest of the people, the rest of the sheeple, they're going to go on and perish just like the rest of the world. They're going to go right off into the eternal lake of fire along with the rest of the world, and because every man is right in their own eyes. So we can't do nothing about what has already taken place. Judgment is just, and that's just the truth. But we can do something about where we're at today. That's the reason why I'm here, a lone voice, crying in the wilderness, to try to prepare those who have the ears to hear, those who are willing to hear, to prepare your heart and get yourself ready for what's coming on. So, yeah, you need to understand about economics. You really, truly do, because money answers all things. And whether you like it or not, whether you have a little, like me, or have a lot, like the corporations, what you do with it is going to determine how your eternity is going to spend. And that's just the truth. So we can't avoid it, because we are in dire straits. We are messed up as a country. And I hope you can see the writing on the wall. If you can't see the writing on the wall, none of my business. But those of you who do see it, you're within 200 miles of this meeting place, or 300 miles of this meeting place. I expect for you to see you here tomorrow, especially if you say that you listen and you hear me. And that's the truth. And that's the truth straightway.